Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Moran, and I'm the author of the superhero novel trilogy called Believers. We are currently in the book 2 for Believers, chapter 16, Music and Heroism. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Not great, Vaughn. Feeling pretty down lately. Yeah, I figured that's what you'd say after your TV talk show event. Sorry to hear that. Thank you, Vaughn. Anything new with you? Well, it just so happens that I got free tickets to a badass rock concert tonight. Want to join? I'm not in the mood. Come on, Jerry, it's a huge event. We gotta go. No thanks. What if I told you that my dad, Chief Grimes, gave me the tickets and asked us to go? It's actually a top secret mission. What are you talking about? The mayor called my dad about terrorists threatening to attack the rock concert, so multiple cops were given free tickets to attend the show as undercover agents to protect people in case of an attack. That's awesome. Now I really want to go, but only under one condition. Okay, Jerry, what's the condition? We gotta wear cool disguises. Cynthia and Leah would love to see pics of us too. Alright, bro, you got a deal. Vaughn had asked Jerry to visit his house so they could talk and catch up on current events. Afterward, they hopped into Vaughn's car and drove to the nearest costume store. There were tons of colorful outfits, wigs, glasses, hats, and accessories to choose from. Since they were attending a rock concert, they wanted to dress up like 80s rockers. They tried on different outfits and checked themselves out in the mirror. Jerry wore a long, curly, blonde hair wig, a purple bandana, black glasses, a silver necklace with a skull guitar pick, a black rock band shirt, skinny black jeans, and black shoes with purple stripes. Vaughn wore a long curly blue hair wig, a gold bandana, black glasses, a gold necklace with a lightning bolt guitar pick, a blue tank top shirt, a black leather jacket, skinny black leather pants, and black shoes with gold stripes. They took a few pictures, sent them to Cynthia, and she died laughing. She felt relieved knowing that Jerry was having fun and taking a break from work and stress. Jerry asked her to visit Leah's foster care home and show her the pictures. Cynthia giggled and agreed, knowing that Leah would love to see this. Cynthia also had a big surprise for Jerry, but she decided not to tell him until tomorrow. Vaughn and Jerry paid for their costumes and walked out of the store ready to party. They drove Vaughn's car for an hour up north on the turnpike. They arrived around 6 p.m. at an old airport that only operates during the daytime, making it the perfect location for a nighttime rock concert. There was a large grass field separated into multiple sections. One section was for parking cars, another section was for selling tickets and merchandise, and the rest of the field was for the audience to hang out. There were people laying on blankets, eating, drinking, talking, and playing games while waiting for the show to start. The main stage for the rock show was being set up on the airport runway. The stage was massive. There were countless lights and speakers all around it, along with a huge black curtain hiding music instruments, people, and electronic equipment behind it. All audience members were excited and anxious, waiting for the big show to watch. Jerry and Vaughn, however, began their duty as undercover cops. They spent an hour walking the entire area, looking for suspicious activity while making friends with strangers and pretending to be typical rock music fans. I think the Boycotters are the best band tonight, one guy suggested. No way, man. It's all about the Muffler Gang, Vaughn exclaimed. What about the Time Watchers? Jerry asked. They have songs I like. I can't wait to see all of them perform, a woman announced. Jerry also tried using his powers to gain information. He used his super hearing to eavesdrop on random conversations, but he found nothing criminal. He also spent time sensing energy waves among the crowds, but only found a few unusual energy auras. These auras were weak but unique, possibly people with untapped powers. They could be future believers, but certainly not powerful terrorists. Lastly, Vaughn used his mind reading powers to see if anyone had evil intentions, but he too found nothing criminal. So far, everything was going safely according to plan. The sun disappeared, stage lights turned on, and the rock concert began with Muffler Gang. The band specialized in music that was high adrenaline and great for driving fast in cars. The audience was screaming song lyrics and even started a mosh pit where people get into a large circle to shove and punch each other. Vaughn excitedly jumped in, knowing he was the perfect candidate for this job. He quickly became the toughest guy in the ring, showing off his football muscles and police combat skills. Vaughn did this to attract the strongest guys, and made sure weaker people did not get targeted or hurt. The next band was the Time Watchers. This band was known for their mystical vibe, creating music that hits the heartstrings and invokes emotion. Jerry sat on the ground and meditated, taking in the soft, relaxing music and allowing it to soothe his soul. Jerry unknowingly began to glow with an eerie yellow light, like a candle burning brightly in a dark crowd. People around him stared in awe, not understanding how he was doing that. However, they all felt his good-natured spirit and took out lighters, waving them left to right and filling the night sky with beautiful firelight. This peaceful sentiment spread throughout the stadium, and even the time watchers knew something special was happening. After their last song, they gave a short speech and thanked the crowd for their love and support. The Boycotters, the last band and main event, was supposed to perform in a few minutes. Stagehands were moving things around and preparing the stage. This gave Jerry an opportunity to hit the bathroom and send quick text messages to family and friends. Everyone was glad to see and hear about Jerry's night at the rock concert. The event was calm and enjoyable, exactly what Jerry needed after everything he'd been through lately. Jerry began walking back toward the audience when suddenly the lights all went out and everything turned pitch black. A low, deep fog rolled into the crowd. Jerry could feel cold spiritual energy everywhere, indicating that the fog was not natural, nor made by technology. He kept his guard up and remained vigilant. A single stage light soon turned on and shined upon the lead singer of the Boycotters, who gave a short speech. Our world has so many rules, so many different ways to control us. We struggle to survive, living under the thumbs of the rich and powerful. But now is the time to break these shackles and live our way. No more oppression, no more silence. Our song will be the beginning of a revolution. Now, everyone, rise and be heard. More stage lights turned on, and the entire band was now visible. The Boycotters included three guitar players, a main singer, and a drummer. They all had long, dramatic hair and banged their heads repeatedly while jamming out. The music blasted louder than before, sending violent sound waves crashing into the crowd. Everyone loved it, shouting song lyrics and jumping up and down. But Jerry felt something sinister in the air. He pushed his way through the crowd, also noticing that the fog was getting thicker. Everyone thought it was part of the show, but Jerry remained suspicious. As the show continued, they had all kinds of special effects, including flames shooting off around the stage. However, some of these flames warped into figures above the crowd. People were cheering and loving it, but little did they know it was the beginning of something unexpected and cruel. The flames soon exploded, but not into colorful fun fireworks. The fog swarmed upward, swallowed the flames, and transformed into a colossal monster. It had a demonic face, a muscular torso, and 30-foot long arms ready to strike. At first, rock fans thought it was part of the show, but the fog monster lifted its 30-foot long arms and swiped across a row of fans, sending them all tumbling along the ground. Blankets, food, drinks, and other belongings were flung into the air, and people began panicking. The entire audience turned into one massive mosh pit, everyone trying to run and shove their way to safety. Undercover cops tried to calm people down, but the fans were in a frenzy and the fog monster was not relenting. The undercover cops also fired their guns at the fog monster, Unfortunately, their bullets shot through the creature and did not harm it at all. The fog monster created chaos wherever it went, sweeping through merchant booths like a hurricane, destroying their goods and sending people flying or running for their lives. Jerry was unable to fly due to the heavy winds, so he ran through crowds using his rubber band technique that he learned a year ago in police training. Using his powers to make his body ultra flexible, he was bending and bouncing around people like a rubber band, allowing him to move quickly without hurting anyone. He was doing his best to catch flying people and dangerous objects, but it wasn't enough. Jerry tried launching fireballs into the fog monster, but when they exploded, the fog monster dissipated for a few seconds and swiftly reformed as if unaffected. Vaughn soon realized something strange. The fog monster did not have thoughts. Vaughn could not sense a mind or any form of intelligence within the monster, which meant it was not a living creature. Therefore, someone else must be creating and controlling it. Vaughn used his telepathy power to communicate with Jerry. Jerry, don't waste your time attacking the monster. It's not real. It's just fog and wind. Really? Then what do we do? We have to find whoever is behind this. It must be another believer. Okay, Vaughn, use your mind powers to find the believer. I'll handle damage control. Jerry continued rescuing people while Vaughn searched the crowd, reading people's thoughts to see who was behind all of this. Surprisingly, the boycotters never stopped playing their music, thinking that the fog monster was a surprise planned by their manager. The fog monster was made of wind, creating hurricane-like conditions and causing the performers' long hair to whip around like true rockers. The cameras kept rolling and people around the country were watching this live, as if it was the best music video they ever saw. Vaughn eventually found the believer. It was a hot gothic rocker chick. She was dressed in all black from head to toe, including black makeup and long black hair. She has ghostly white skin and wore two silver necklaces with religious crosses. She was clasping her hands together and chanting ongoing prayers that seemed to be controlling the fog monster. Luckily, there was so much noise that she did not hear Vaughn sneaking up on her. Vaughn stealthily jumped her and wrapped his arms around her like a bear hug. She struggled as best she could, but Vaughn was too strong and soon got her in a chokehold. Her wind powers began to fade. As the wind died down, Jerry saw and heard a small circle of people calling for help. Jerry rushed over and found an older man on the ground having a heart attack. Another man shouted that he needed a defibrillator, and Jerry stepped in to help. He concentrated for a moment and charged up his right hand like a taser. White surges of electricity were soon crackling around his hand, and he aggressively thrust his palm onto the dying man's chest. The man's body jolted upward, and he gasped for air, proving that he survived the ordeal. Onlookers congratulated Jerry, and the heart attack victim thanked him for saving his life. Fans also noticed Vaughn binding an unconscious girl with handcuffs. Some people were skeptical, but he quickly explained that she was the one who created the fog monster using superpowers. Jerry walked over to confirm the story and vouched for Vaughn. Fans were soon convinced and began congratulating Vaughn as well. As the fans cheered them on for a job well done, Porter, the teleportation villain, appeared next to the girl. He smiled and teleported away with her. This was the second time Porter had kidnapped a defeated believer. Jerry was disappointed, but Vaughn was pissed. He was about to start raging and complaining, but fortunately, the boycotter surprised everyone and completely changed the mood. Listen up, everyone! Some idiot tried to wreck our concert, but we won't let that happen. We're not going home and we're not backing down. This is our show and our night. Nobody can take it away from us. Everyone cheered wildly, and the boycotters loved the attention, so they continued their speech. Before we continue our show, we have to bring all the policemen up on stage and thank them for saving our butts. All of you come up here right now and everyone give them a huge applause. Fans exploded with high energy, shouting and praising the 10 policemen as they all walked up on stage. Fans were surprised to see how they were all undercover, wearing very convincing rock rocker outfits that made them appear like regular people. The 10 policemen, however, knew who the real heroes were and began chanting for Jerry and Vaughn. The boycotters overheard the policemen chanting, so they asked both Jerry and Vaughn to step up to the front of the stage and hand them a microphone. Vaughn grabbed it first. "This night was awesome! I love the music and I love being a hero!" Fans applauded and hailed Vaughn for his exciting words. Then he handed the microphone to Jerry. However, Jerry had a much different mindset and used his moment to fame for a different purpose. "Hello, everyone. I don't think I deserve more praise than any of the policemen up here on stage. They did a great job, and I wasn't even planning on being here tonight. My best friend Vaughn brought me here tonight because he was trying to make me feel better. For the past few days, I felt like a failure because someone special in my life is dying of cancer, and I can't save her. I have superpowers. I tried everything, but nothing worked. Even though I failed, I can't stop thinking that maybe I can do more. Maybe we can do more to help cancer victims now and in the future. So here's my idea." Jerry took out a $20 bill and waved it in the air. Then he announced, "I've got 20 bucks right now that I can live without. I'm donating this money to cancer research tonight, hoping it can save a life. I know I can't do this alone, but if everyone helps, then maybe we have a chance to beat cancer once and for all. Who's with me?" Jerry proudly held his money up in the air and stared at the audience, waiting for their support. He heard noises behind him and turned around to see all the policemen taking cash out of their wallets to donate. He then turned back toward the crowd and saw hands popping up with cash. At first, only one or two hands, then groups of hands, dozens, hundreds, and eventually thousands of people were waving money in the air, ready to donate. Feeling moved by Jerry's words, the boycotters took the microphone and announced, "We will collect all donations tonight and then double it. You hear me, everyone? Donate whatever you can, and our band will donate the same amount. Let's make a real difference and save the future from cancer." Cheers erupted from the crowd, and everyone donated whatever money they could spare. The audience donated a total of $50,000, and the boycotters doubled it for a grand total of $100,000. However, the music concert was broadcast on live TV, and people around the country donated money as well, bringing the final total up to $1 million. The boycotters rewarded the audience for their donations by continuing to play music far past the expected time. The rock concert ended at 2 a.m., and everyone was exhausted. Vaughn and Jerry barely made it back to Vaughn's home, and they collapsed in separate beds, not waking up until 11 a.m. the next morning. And that's it, folks. We're done with chapter 16. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and the next video will be the next chapter. Thank you so much.